Well, Saturday would have been Belmont 2020. It's going to be running a couple of weeks, but on this Saturday, we'll air Finally the One, American Pharaoh's run to the Triple Crown. Relive that great moment, 4 p.m. Eastern, Saturday here on NBC. As we've been telling you, horse racing is going on around the country. It's a sport that has not stopped because of the pandemic. Horse racing's back. Bet the races from home. Visit americasbestracing.net. Now, a lot of horse racing involvement from home and around the country. It's going to just continue to ramp up as Churchill Downs open, Belmont's open, and Mike Smith is one of the names that is known at the top of the sport. America's top jock for so many years. As I mentioned, Triple Crown winner with Justify a few years back, and Mike joins us for a couple of minutes. Did you spend any time on a horse once from the pandemic hit until kind of returning here over the last week or so?
Actually, no, I didn't. We didn't get a chance to at all to get on the backside to even get on horses. But I stayed pretty busy. I did a lot of road work and ran quite a bit and stayed on my bike a lot. And I have a little. They're called equicizers. It's kind of a simulation of a horse that you can move its head and kind of balance on the saddle a little bit, and rode that quite a bit. And that was about it.
I see that picture over your left shoulder of Justify. That was such an exhilarating run to be there in person and see the Triple Crown won just a couple of years after American Pharaoh did it. For you, having won the Triple Crown races individually, to do it all together and be in that rare group, as you reflect on that, what does that mean in your career?
It means I could die right now, and I would be happy. To be honest with you, it's life changing whenever you're blessed enough to pull something like that off. It's still to this day the most humbling feeling that I've ever felt in my life. If anyone wants to talk about it, well, I'll always have the time.
It was a great day at Belmont. We go back to Belmont in a couple of weeks for the Belmont Stakes. What has it been like for the jockeys in the return here as more tracks have opened up and you get to be a little bit of a part of this? Does it feel any different? Obviously, no fans is a part of it, but what's been
Yeah,
unique for you?
it is different. I don't, especially if you travel into another jurisdiction, another racetrack, you have to be separated from the other riders. So we've all tested, and everyone's tested negative, but you still have to be separated. So if I go in to ride the Belmont on the 20th, I'll be in a separate room. So you don't get to see the guys like you normally would have. And of course, no fans. I can't imagine no fans being there for any of the Triple Crown races. That'd be sad not to have them. There's nothing like having the fans to hear the roar of the crowd. But other than that, it's pretty much the same, Mike. They've got all these protocols. They're running like clockwork right now. We're out at Santa Anita, and everything's going wonderful here.
And that Santa Anita, they've set up in the parking lot kind of a restricted area, almost setting up a bubble for the jockeys. I hear you got a little glamping, a little glorified camping going on for a place to stay.
Yes, we do. We got since they hadn't been able to make any movies. Santa Anita was able to rent they call it Star Wagons. So we all have our own little trailer that we have to stay in. It's really interesting when you get a bunch of guys around all living in a trailer. There's a lot of pranks that go on, and it's been actually a lot of fun. And we're doing good. We only have to stay in on the nights that we ride. Other than that, you can go back home, and then we test again a few days before we go back in.
Mike, the industry has obviously been through some difficult times here along the way. One part of the industry, the people who are on the backside who had to continue to take care of the horses during the absence of racing at many of these tracks, are people who deserve a lot of credit because they really helped keep the industry going when everyone went away. Can you speak to what the work of all of those folks, from exercise riders to grooms, has meant to the sport in the time that it was shut down in many places?
Well, they've always been the unsung hero, man. If they without them, the game couldn't go on at all. But they all stay back there. They take care of these horses. They have a love for horses. They got a passion for our sport and the horses. And they've all done a great job of just staying in there with them, taking care of them. And everybody's been really really safe. It's been incredible. It's even brought us. We're kind of a family anyway, as it is, and it's even brought us all even closer together.
Well, Mike, I know we've got 3 Triple Crown races coming up, Breeders' Cup after that. So as you look out at the balance of 2020, it'll feel different in terms of order, but how about the adrenaline rush and what that will be like for a Belmont Saturday, for Breeders' Cup in that weekend? Do you think it'll feel like those important races have in a different way over the years?
I mean, it's still gonna feel great to be a part of them. But yes, it's definitely gonna be, with no fans being there. It's not gonna be as exciting. It takes that electricity out of the air, but you're gonna get to compete. They're all in a different order this year, so there's gonna be an asterisk by it. But I like to be the guy who won that, has that little asterisk by it. I wanna, I still want to win all three of them, and as many Breeders' Cups as
Really
I
easy
can.
to say when you've got. Yeah, exactly. Well, when you've already done it once, the traditional way, if you can do it the asterisk way, then we'll know nobody will ever touch that record.
There,
Mike, I hope we
there you
get to
go.
connect with you before the Belmont in a couple of weeks. It's great to see you. Glad you're back on the track, and stay safe.
Thank you. Do the same. Thanks for having me.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.